Hey, did you want me to make that text channel or the voice channel?
For what?
Like, is
No, he knows to stay out. Nobody's gonna surprise us.
Joe's at my
Joe's the
house.
only other. Yeah. We're good. I think we're good. What? You're gonna surprise us? Amber's gonna surprise us.
When she walked past in the last one, some of the chat was talking about it.
Oh, really?
they said that you looked like shit and she looked like she was going out.
Yeah.
Oh. Whatever.
About that
She was
too.
actually coming home from work, but alright. Do we have viewers right now?
I don't think so. I don't know. Who cares?
Let's start this, guys. Let's go. We were almost on
9:03.
time today.
You're late.
Okay.
I blame
So we're
Eric.
ready? Everybody's ready.
Yeah. Stream's live.
Please, I'm gonna be.
No one's echoing, right?
I don't think so. I hear everybody good.
Let's go, go,
Joe,
go.
don't
Okay.
make loud noises.
Okay, everybody
you.
stop. 3, 2, 1. Hello, gamers and friends of gamers. Welcome to Irrelevant Gamers Discuss, a podcast where 4 dudes discuss games and life. My name is EA Skeezy. You can call me Eric. It is July 28th, 2016, and I have the entire Irrelevant crew here with me. First off, I have Colonel Fat 69 or Kyle.
What up, people? Colonel Fat's in the flesh.
Yup. Second, we have Steve.
Hello. We're gonna try to finish this episode.
Yep. No power outages. Lastly, we have Jason.
Dewey, is he here?
Jason? I think he's here.
He looks like a wolf.
Well, I think he's here. Oh yeah, no, I'm here.
He's
He
here.
wasn't sure.
We have a great show in store for you guys. We are going to talk about Sega this week. Oh my god.
Sega.
We have some other news that we will also talk about in our Let's Discuss section tonight. We're going to talk about how Steve has been in search of the perfect RPG and what that game could consist of. We're going to kind of create it or just feed a bunch of ideas and throw them into the middle and see what happens. We also want to apologize for the recording last week. An actual electrical wire in our neighborhood caught fire when a branch was on it during the middle of the storm. So that means lightning struck like less than 50 yards away. Yeah, and then the transformer blew, and that was the end of me until we didn't get internet back till the next morning, like 5 in the morning. That sucked. But thank God we had a laptop, so me and the fiance, we got to watch Modern Family all night, so that worked out. Yeah, no internet to speak of. So sorry, right?
Happens.
Everybody's.
We played Drawful afterwards, so it was good.
It was good. Let's get this show going. The only way we know how. Here's the scenario. Kind of a long one. Yeah, sometimes I'm just bored. You are sitting alone at home late at night watching your favorite TV show, Gilmore Girls, when you receive a call from Jason. Dude, you have to come help me right now, exclaims Jason. You ask where he is, and he tells you he is near the picnic area in the park in the center
Y'all
of
would hang up. Y'all would hang up.
Yeah, this story's lies. I'm not watching that show, and I'm not saving Jason.
Anyway, Jason sounds really scared, so you hurry as fast as you can to the park. When you get there, Jason is nowhere to be found, but then suddenly you hear a whisper, "Hey man, I'm up here. Can you help me?" It seems that Jason is stuck in a tree. Why?
Irony.
Nobody knows, but it's really dark. Neither of you have access to a ladder, and Jason is too embarrassed to call the fire department. Jason, your question is, why are you stuck in a tree, and what are you afraid of that's got you up a tree? And for the rest of us, we're going to answer how we are going to get Jason down from this tree after he answers.
Okay, yeah, because my answer is going to determine your answer. That's
I was
for
gonna
fucking
say.
sure. It's because I took way too many bath salts, and I've seen a couple shadow monsters at this point, and they chased me up in this fucking tree, and there's like 8 of them down there on the ground, and I can see them coming in, closing in on you. So good luck getting me out of this tree.
All right, I got it, dude. I got it. I run to my car real quick, go to my emergency supplies, grab the little can of gas, pour it around the base of the tree.
You gotta have that roofie gas.
And then I cheese it. Cheese it out of there, man.
Just burn the tree and hope he gets out alive.
Yeah, Jason, he's gonna freak out like off fire. He's gonna have to jump, and then he's on his own, man. I don't want to be next to that fool.
So your main goal is to just get him out of the tree. And that's it.
Yeah, well, I'll just give him a little kick in the ass, to get out of the tree. But then he's on his
Save her
own.
in the tree and then running her from him.
He's gonna kill me. I'm gonna be up in that tree.
Straight up murdered.
Burn
Man
him out.
on drugs, killed in tree fire.
Well, he never came out of the tree. So.
Wow.
Well, I picture Kyle's first thing would be to whip out his phone, thinking it's hilarious, and throwing Pokeballs at his head.
Not what I was planning on answering whatsoever.
We found a wild Jason in the tree. Look.
But I would try and, give him some, fake threats. I'd be like, Jason, I'm going to steal your PC if you don't get out of that tree. And if that didn't work, then I may have just gained a second PC.
Not bath salts. What the fuck does he care about?
I don't know what a PC is, Doc. I don't even know what you're
Got
talking
chased
about
up
right
a tree by shadow monsters. He's not gonna be like, oh yeah, that's right, dude. All
There's
right.
no getting him out of there. I'd probably leave the scene because the cops have probably shown up any minute.
Yeah, you
I'd
know they're on
leave.
the way.
I'm sorry.
Lit the tree on fire, dude. You only have 5 minutes to get
Yeah,
out of here
commit a crime
He's not
trying to
paying
get you out of the
attention to this
tree. Nope.
So the tree's on fire, so what are you gonna do? How you gonna get me out?
I'm thinking I'm just going to lead the charge. And we need to come up with some sort of blunt object.
A blunt
what's near-
object.
What's
Yeah. Give me
what's
a
nearby in the park? So probably maybe a really big stick, or maybe we just go to the cars and we go to, like you said, Steve's emergency kit. I'm sure there's something heavy and hard enough to hit. So basically, all 3 of us are going.
I'm
up
pretty
the tree.
sure he keeps at least one blunt object in his emergency kit next to his gas mask.
So
Always.
all 3 of us would charge up there, and we would just try and pin you. And if we got close enough, just one swift swipe to the head, knock your ass out. And then we
Yeah,
just
I'm
drag
butt
your
naked,
ass
though.
in the car, and
Well, you
probably
gotta
drive your
understand,
ass home.
I'm butt naked, and at that point, I see 3 shadow monsters coming up the tree to fight me.
Oh,
so
he's
I
gonna
mean,
kill us. He's
I think-
dangerous.
I-
I'm in
Three on one,
Tarzan mode, dude. I'm in Tarzan mode, bro. I'm butt naked. I'm limber. Okay, your pants are gonna slow you down. I can swing and do backflips and shit if I'm butt naked.
Well,
I'm
say we
pretty
do
sure my
some.
solution was the best.
Say
I think
And
we
the
should
tree's
light
on
that
fire.
bitch on fire.
we get you out of the tree. I probably and then we lost you. Like you ran off. I
Into the
would
night.
probably at least do the courtesy of that night hopping on Steam and sending just a quick message to your Steam profile. It's like, hey, I don't know where Jason's at. He ran away, so you might want to go find him.
Good
No
luck.
wait, bro, I'd cover for you. I'd be like, oh, I don't know. He definitely wasn't taking drugs though.
Yeah, no,
Definitely not
he
at
wasn't
all.
doing anything shady. I have no idea what he was doing, but I know it wasn't bath
He was
salt.
probably working hard, doing something very important.
All right, well, now that I'm down out of the tree and semi-sober, shall we carry on?
Yeah, what'd you do this week?
This week, a lot of bath salts. No, I was camping this weekend. It was a lot of fun. Had a great time. Other than the fucking temperature, it was a little too hot for camping. and there was like no wind, and the humidity was pretty high, and it was just a little awful at some points, man. Just sitting there like pouring sweat. You can't even go and get comfort in the tent. Like there's no comfort to be had. It was just too fucking hot for camping. But it was a great time. It was beautiful. Went up north. Very nice, man. Had a really good time. So I haven't been didn't do too much gaming over the weekend, but yeah, I'll talk about it more in the indie corner. But man, the last couple of days I've been playing some We Happy Few.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, so much fun. But again, I'll talk about that later. So yeah, what you guys up to?
Steve, it's your turn.
Yeah, playing a lot of RimWorld. Addicting as all hell. It's just fun, man. That game. I guess it got cut off last weekend, or last week. But I picked that up two weeks ago when it came out on Steam, and it's just like a survival colonist kind of deal. Build the colony, survive all the random events and raids and all that stuff. And man, it's just really fun. And you get a lot of random deaths. I've watched my colonists burn to death a few times, and it's kind of brutal, but it's a good game. I definitely got my money.
Have you had any heart attacks yet?
Heart attacks?
Like, have any of your colonists just had heart attacks randomly?
Not heart attacks, but there is infections. I've had to like amputate someone's leg and give them a peg leg, you know.
I remember you telling me like this one guy, his like trait was that he was very inclined. He had really good stats, but he was gonna start social fights all the time. So
Yeah.
just out of nowhere, he just starts knifing some guy or something.
Yeah, I had a guy who went up. One guy insulted him, so he just knifed him to death, and I just lost a colonist. And I only had like 4, so it's like brutal. But it's so fun. It's a very good game. It's really in depth. It's very well made, and it's still technically in early access. So they're releasing a lot of free stuff, but it's totally a done game. I mean, you could release it as is. But yeah, and then Rocket League, man, been on a Rocket League fix. Played so much solo standard today after you left.
Really?
Yeah, we won a lot too.
I feel like we're getting a lot better again.
Yeah, I got to get up in some more of the 4-man matches with you guys. I'm having a lot of fun every time I do it. I went and got myself one of the DLC cars, running around in the little Esper nowadays.
Yes,
I noticed that.
Just pimping.
Kyle, tell us about what you've been doing other than playing Rocket League with us, because obviously you're a part of that.
Right. I have started a quest. I am going to 100% complete Dark Souls 3, get all the achievements, get all the items, armor, rings, all that gesture jazz in one character. So that's actually 3 playthroughs. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm remembering how hard the game was.
Fun.
It's kind of a bitch. But it's going, and last weekend, me and Steve did the drunk stream, but it was not a competitive drunk stream. We actually, which was a lot of work on Steve's end, I applaud him, but we got the Super SNES emulator going, and we played co-op Donkey Kong Country 2. But at that point, we were pretty in the bag, and we sucked. We were pretty bad. But it was still fun to watch. It was a good time. And then,
Yeah, I want to finish that. I want to play that again.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to keep that series alive. And then playing a lot of Drawful 2.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people joining in on it. It's hilarious. It's Pictionary with Cards Against Humanity combined into Twitch streaming. It's all I could ever ask for. But it's really awesome. So if anyone wants in, I'm doing it every Monday, Tuesday. But I'll plug that shit later. So what have you been doing, Eric?
I finished Inside. That is hard to explain and put into words. I want to say odd and it's just a big what the fuck moment at the end of that game, and I really want you guys to try it. 2 of you are sharing my library, so download it and play it, please.
Got to get to the whole end of the game just to get to the what the fuck moment.
It should take you 3 to 4 hours.
Oh man.
But
That's from the creators of Limbo,
and the game's
right?
awesome. The game's awesome. It's fun all the way through, and it's got some intense moments where you think, well, actually, when you die, you literally die. Like when the dogs catch you, they pin you down, and you're a little boy character. They pin you down, and they grab your neck, and they rip your neck in pieces. It's nuts. Yeah,
Violent.
yeah, and the game's just looks great. I've also been doing Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. I tried that. I've probably got like 3 hours logged, and that's sweet. That's what I wanted Assassin's Creed to be better at, was sneaking around. I mean, you're just walking around, guys see you in Assassin's Creed like a mile down the street, and all of a sudden you're just chasing a guy and trying to climb up walls and buildings real fast, and that ruined Assassin's Creed for me. But the Shadow of Mordor, dude, you are literally in Mordor. Like, if you guys know, I've watched freaking Lord of the Rings. You are inside the walls where that giant scary volcano is and shit, and you are surrounded by those orcs.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and
You kill
like,
thousands of orcs.
and you notice quite clearly that they're pretty blind. But yeah, you're just walking around doing your shit. And the missions I've done, I completely ghosted those entire 2 first missions. It was awesome. And I really got to plan it out. Like, there was a lot of different ways to do that. And like Jason said, yeah, if you just feel like killing a bunch of orcs, just go and get yourself noticed and freaking fight till you can't no more. Because they will keep coming if you got... If you have a war chief around and he's got a horn, then they will just keep coming. It's either run away or kill the war chief, which is really tough when there's about 50 other orcs trying to hit you, because you can't assassinate the war chief. It just takes a while. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. Kyle's friend Joe knows all about that.
Yeah, he played it for a long time when he got it.
Yeah. It's really good.
I've played it for
other
like
than
45 hours. It's great, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Also, besides the games, I'm on a music making spree. If anybody doesn't know, I posted a new song. SoundCloud.com/EA-Skeezy. That's what's up.
Shameless.
It's pretty good. There's my plug. I won't do one later.
Hey, it's good music.
But nice.
Good stuff. Yep, and I have a few others in the works, so stay tuned for more. Yeah. News time?
News
News
time.
News time. Okay. First story. Tim Sweeney, co-founder of Epic Games and co-creator of the Unreal Engine, is not a fan of where Microsoft is headed with Windows 10. He has criticized the Universal Windows platform twice this year, claiming that it's an attempt by Microsoft to monopolize what has traditionally been a happily open platform. He's claiming that future updates to Windows 10 could serve to erode the usefulness of third-party applications and storefronts like Steam.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you guys think? You guys think that Microsoft is going to try and take over?
They're
Yeah,
trying.
yeah.
They've been trying. The question is, will they? And the answer is no.
Windows 10, man, is pretty. I mean, it's like in France, they're trying to get it like, redone or something because it just takes too much personal information.
It's shaky at best, man.
It's not good, and the article it talks about they're trying to phase out the Windows 32 apps, and that's how they're trying to force everything to be distributed to the Windows Store, because they don't make the the Windows 32 is what they've been using for forever, and then Microsoft is shady enough to where they'll do that. Well, they'll slowly dwindle something down that people won't notice, but in the end, it is actually pointing towards a universal Windows store for all your games. They're trying to take the PC and make it an Xbox One.
Not cool.
They control a very large chunk of the PC world out there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, if you run Linux, you're not gonna get a lot of games for it, and even Mac's pretty bad. So
I don't like that.
Hostile Takeover, just kicking Steam out. Yeah, it would be
not
crazy.
hostile though; it's passive aggressive. That's how they do it.
Yeah. Good luck trying to take over Steam. Good luck trying to take on Steam head on. Yeah, right.
But that's the thing is that the Steam OS is garbage. You need Windows.
Yeah, you do. At the time, for the time being, you do need Windows behind it. Yep.
I mean, I think everyone would be happy with the Linux, but you know, they just make the games for Windows.
Unfortunately, Linux is never really going to become truly mainstream. I'm not going to say never. I'm not going to say never, but within the next 5 years, nah. No.
Yeah, big corporations can be ugly.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
I think nothing new there. Everyone knows that they're trying to monopolize.
It's just American business, like I've always said. That's, you know, it's the smart business decision, but it's kind of an asshole thing to do at the same time.
But I mean, when you buy a PC at Best Buy, I mean, it comes with Windows, right? Like that's almost as close to monopoly you can get. You can't get a Linux computer at Best Buy. You can't with a Linux operating system on it. You can obviously uninstall, but
you're right.
Like they sell that with Windows, you know.
Yep, you're right.
It's already pretty monopolized.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep. Okay, let's get to the next news story. Sega Genesis. How about that? I promise we're going to talk about Sega. Sega is going to release an updated plug-and-play Genesis console preloaded with 80 games. Thought Nintendo was going crazy with 30. Sega's going all nutty on you with 80.
Sega's like, we can do that. We can
They
do
got
that
some
better.
they got some insider leak. Like Nintendo's gonna do this. All right, guys, let's make this box have more. We need more games. Is this in Sonic's 25th anniversary or something?
Yes, that is exactly what is happening. So Sega and At Games will release the Sega Mega Drive Classic.
How much do they want for it?
I don't know. How much do they want for it?
That's
Good
important.
question. It was just kind of revealed, but yeah, they're celebrating the 25th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. So I don't know how many Sonics came out on the Sega Genesis, but I'm guessing there were more Sonics than Marios.
You had Sonic 1, 2, and 3, then you had Sonic and Knuckles. From what I can remember. And then there were pinball ones. There was I think Sonic CD was Sega CD. So yeah, just maybe 5.
The only thing I played on the old Genesis was a fighting game at some friend's house.
What you play, Streets of Rage?
I couldn't remember, man. I was so young. So
I'll tell you what it was. It was Streets of Rage.
There weren't that many games.
You don't fucking know.
Yeah, I do know. It was that or Mortal Kombat.
Which you would probably remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm cool, I guess.
I was there, Steve. You just don't remember me. I was in the tree naked. Looking over your shoulder.
Yeah. Trying to push that memory out, man.
Yep, it looks like 2 wireless controllers, a little black box for. It looks like you can put an old cartridge in there.
Oh, just in case you actually have a couple old ones lying around. That's a good idea. It
cool.
Shouldn't just be preloaded. Preloaded is a great idea. I love that they're doing that on both systems, the Nintendo and the Sega one. But it definitely needs to also have a slot. So if you do have a couple old ones lying around, which I do on each system, you can go ahead and throw them in.
Sure.
That's essential.
Yeah, and they're also making the portable version, which looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like the old
Old Game Gear.
Game Gear. Yep. Just a little bit. I'm assuming a lot lighter and tinier.
Game Gear is pretty
With
heavy.
6 buttons: A, X, Y, B, C, and Z.
That's cool because the Game Gear had 2. Fucking 2.
But yeah, there you go. That is coming out. It looks like it's gonna be $50. That ain't bad.
No, but the unfortunate thing about that is like anybody can just go ahead and download an emulator on their smartphone and play all of those games portably.
Yes.
So like
we do know that, but
I'm not encouraging it. Well, actually I am encouraging it. Go do it right now, man. If you want to get your hands on one of those old classics, just do it. Just do
No,
it.
we actually talked about this last week when we talked about Nintendo's device. Like, we obviously wouldn't get this because we would play these games already on our computers.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, for kids to experience some of that old stuff in high definition, those were good games.
Hey, I think it would be a really good Christmas present for a kid, honestly. They I mean, if they're into games and they like
$80.
retro games.
I mean, here's 80 games that were all sold at like $30.
$40. Yeah, man, they were expensive.
Yeah, then he turns it on and sees some shitty sprite graphics. Like, why the fuck is this, Dad?
Well, then he's
Call
grounded.
of Duty.
If he doesn't want to learn how to play Punch Out, he doesn't have to, but he's missing out.
Are hedgehogs really that fast? I've never seen a hedgehog.
Hedgehogs are cool, but no, they're not that.
No, they're not fast
Not,
at all.
not like not Sonic fast. No.
Okay, let's do the next news story. Heroes of the Storm. There is a player facing 5 years in jail. He threatened the developers with an AK-47 on social media.
Wow.
Ouch.
That's
Fucking
fucking
idiot.
hilarious. Good, that little fucker.
Stupid.
Guess what he's
Oh my God, that's so funny, man. Yeah, people think they're invincible when they're saying shit on the internet.
Yeah, that's
they
funny
think
as
they're
hell.
untouchable. That's great.
I hope he
I'm glad
gets
to
the
hear
5 years. I know he won't, but
Oh man.
Yeah, it should set a precedent at least.
yeah, man. Fuck this. You can get these little
Little twats, man.
That's just ridiculous.
The guy, his name is Stefan Sebula, or Shabula, I don't know. He's 28 years old, and yep, he threatened to bring an AK-47 to Blizzard's headquarters. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you deserve
It's like-
to get.
That's like
Punishment.
pretty much like an idiot saying like, "Oh, I didn't say it like that." It's like it doesn't matter, dude. You're an
You
idiot.
know, okay, that kind of reminds me of a news story, and I don't ever really bring up news stories, and I know this is true, but I don't have the details on it. Y'all can look it up on yourself. Use Google. But this kid, on Twitch, he would go around and donate like $5,000 to people that he thought was cool, and people would, I mean, $5,000 is a lot of money to people, and they'd freak out, you know, on the stream and be super happy and whatnot. But he was just trolling everybody because he would then go and use PayPal to refund it.
Yep.
All right. And he was just being a dick and a troll, and people thought they had just got $5,000, and they would check and it was real and they could see the money. And so they started celebrating, but then he'd go back and take the money.
Yep.
Well, PayPal actually like denied the refunds, and he got stuck with like, oh man, it's something
Yeah,
ridiculous,
I
like
remember
$100,000 or $200,000.
I remember that.
And yeah, they're like, no, you got to actually pay all that. So like, yeah, it's about time little shits get what's coming to them.
Yeah, they say
You want to
that.
fuck with people like that, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you got it coming.
They say the bigger streamers, they do, you know, the chargebacks do happen, you know, they say they're not terribly often, but they do happen, you know.
Yeah, but they could tell he was scamming people and shit. So yeah, that was good. That was one step in the right direction. But yeah, back onto the official news stories. Just wanted to throw one in there that reminded me of.
No, it was good.
No,
That's
that
interesting. But here's the details on why he was first silenced and banned from talking.
Yeah.
He made a promise, amongst racial slurs, he made a promise to bomb the New York Twin Towers.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no.
he also made lots of threats to murder and rape family members of other players he was playing against. He also talked about an attack on Disneyland.
Now why you going to do? Now why you going?
Jail, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It sounds like the Heroes of the Storm thing was the not worse than he did.
Yeah, seriously. Well, this guy's got some issues.
And then on the Facebook page, after they handed him the 100% chat ban, he said, "Careful, Blizzard. I live in California, and your headquarters is here in California. You keep silencing me in Heroes of the Storm, and I may or may not visit you with an AK-47 amongst some other fun
I may
tools."
or may not.
It's like
Now,
the
see,
world
wait a
doesn't
minute
work
now,
that
wait.
way, man. It just doesn't.
He said may not, so it's okay.
This
guys.
guy
Not
could
to
be
worry about
smarter
it.
than we think.
This guy.
Blizzard notified
Oh my
FBI
God.
on July
Yeah,
12th.
good for them.
And they,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
July 12th, he was arrested by the FBI. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds
he's in
about right.
serious trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh my
I just thought
God.
that was fun to
That's
share.
great. No, thank you for that. That made my day.
Get what's coming to you.
Yeah, kids gotta stop. They gotta knock that shit off. Because I mean, yeah, it's
It's like
with
swatting.
technology. There's a lot of cops out there with nothing better to do. Well, we could start knocking down the internet bullies here.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah.
Gonna round up every kid that's like from 14.
Hey, I guarantee you,
I
a
wish
few
you
kids who say some evil stuff at least slowed down a little bit.
Well, I kind of compare it to, like, Drawful. It's like, I don't know if this guy's going to, play the game or just draw a giant dick whacking off. I can censor it, but you don't know.
I told you that wasn't
You
a
can't
dick,
stop
dude. That
these
was-
kids.
that
They're going
was
to
a
troll all
dinosaur.
day.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a dinosaur.
You can.
It was a
yeah.
dinosaur, wasn't it, Jason? He was coughing. He had a cold.
Oh no, shit. Okay. let's
Next.
talk about the Nintendo NX. Huge rumor surfaced. I guess it's pretty credible, so we'll just roll with it. The Nintendo NX, it might be a hybrid device, meaning that it will be both portable with its own screen, it will use controllers, and it will use cartridges. So, plug it into your TV, play on the big screen with your two controllers. They have it's described as like a box and two wireless controllers. The two wireless controllers can somehow just be attached to what I'm assuming is going to look like a big tablet sort of thing.
What?
You can just like attach the controllers to it with like a clip, and they fit nice and snug, I guess. You'll insert cartridges somewhere.
I
I'll
don't
show you where they insert the
follow
card.
this
Sounds
shit
so
anymore, man.
bad.
It sounds like a joke.
Like
You
if you
guys
took the
like
GameCube
Nintendo
and
Legos.
I'm
You
gonna.
can put the console together. You can actually play it.
I feel like that's like if they took the GameCube and made a nice handle for it. And it had a big ass battery, so it still ran portably. Just walking around with your cube, put stuff in it. They're so
I
gimmicky. Why do they do that?
I don't know what they're going for anymore, dude. I don't. They're being hip with the cartridges, and then they're making it mobile, and then they're making it not mobile. I don't know, dude. I got
They're probably like
I
developing.
don't get it.
I'm lost now, man. I'm just lost.
They were probably like developing a console and then realized that it was so weak that they could actually make it mobile. And they're trying to bank in on this Pokemon Go. So there's gonna be like some crazy kids walking around with NXs trying to catch Pokemon and then battling in the streets. That's my
Yeah, but
guess.
how do you play Zelda on it in full resolution? You know?
Dude, it's
You know,
gonna.
It will be scaled back.
It's just gonna be like a tablet, and you're gonna have two controllers. I don't understand what's so difficult.
Eric's like, why do you guys hate it so much?
I don't get it.
And then when you want to play on your TV, you just plug the HDMI cable into your TV.
It's like my Nvidia Shield, honestly.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the actual console, so I imagine it's
Yeah.
gonna be kind of heavy.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's probably gonna suck balls like Fat said.
And kids are
That's just what
gonna
I'm saying.
kids
I
are gonna
agree
lose
with
those
Steve.
controllers like all the time.
Yeah, that's true. And you're gonna carry around an expensive console with you at night when you're trying to catch your Pokemon. Please, sir, this is my Nintendo NX. I saved my entire allowance for this.
You guys hear somebody actually reach the max level?
By cheating, but yeah.
It's level 40.
Apparently, it was like some crazy
Like, super
statistic.
thin now. It's got to be like, I reached max level, and here's my weight loss transformation.
Well, the thing about that, I read that too. He used a mod to get there, but like, I don't know. I don't think you get a lot of experience, but if you like got 55,000 experience a day, it would probably take you a year to get to level 40. That's what I pretty sure the article said. So
He hasn't been in anywhere near a year, so he cheated.
no, he definitely cheated. He admitted to cheating, and then he didn't tell anyone how he got a bot to pretty much run the game for him, but he was getting like a ton of experience an hour, and yeah, he got all the way up there. The reward kind of sucked. It was nothing special. And yeah, he actually contacted the Pokemon company that he didn't want. He wanted his account deleted, and just he's like, I didn't mean to. I didn't. He promised he didn't play in any gyms or anything. He strictly just caught Pokemon and hatched eggs. So he didn't really like ruin the PvP for anyone, but still, it's kind of crazy the stat like how long it would take to hit max level is like an entire year of just daily walking 4 or 5 miles.
Sure. That's all right. He had fun doing it, right?
He
I'd
didn't
rather
do
work
shit.
out
He just
And
plugged
then
it
when
in.
I play video games, I'd rather be lazy.
Yep. I don't like to mix the two.
Yep, Jason didn't
I don't
bring his
need to work
video
out
games
during my
camping.
video.
Or did you? What did you guys bring on your camping trip, Jason?
I brought some video games and shit, but then I also brought some board games. The
I get
Nvidia
down.
Shield is nice because, like, you can, for Xbox controllers, to play some split screen or multiplayer games, old school, new school, either on the system or streaming. But didn't really even have too much time for that, man. Went and did like a wine tasting at this nearby winery and shit. It was fun. We did a lot of things, but didn't really have too much downtime.
We'll see now.
for
Next
games.
time you can go camping and bring your Nintendo NX. Oh.
Nope, that ain't gonna happen. I did bring the PS Vita and my modded PSP because those are both great to pull out anytime you're bored. Tons of games on both of those.
So you think the
Yeah,
NX is
with
gonna,
those-
you think it's gonna release an accessory like NX solar panel and like you just hook it
Mm-hmm.
into the back, and it's like this big ass solar panel you can walk around with?
I feel like it's going to be like a backpack that you have it on your back, and then the solar panel is like an extended like rod, like an umbrella pretty much, that will then catch the
Okay.
sun and then power it up.
Wow.
That would make sense to me.
And then you can buy like the bigger antenna so you can talk to other NX gamers,
Oh yeah, the radio
Like
antenna,
trucker.
so you can hook up and see if there's any Pokemon players nearby.
I'm kind of glad you guys don't work for any of these sorts of companies because those are just pretty awful ideas.
I'd go straight up the top of that chain. They'd be like, "This guy's a fucking genius."
Mm-hmm.
The way Nintendo's been playing, they should have hired me years ago.
Yeah, we all have
You
satellite,
Americans.
satellite dishes on our heads. Okay, let's get to the next news story. Actually, yeah, it is the next one. Okay, Starbound has reached 1.0. This will be quick. We already talked about this subject, but there are a bunch of new bosses. There's an actual big quest line having to do with collecting 6 ancient artifacts around the universe. So that sounds like really cool. And there's tons of new weapons, items, and abilities. They kept a lot of stuff actually behind closed doors that was not released on 1.0, so they actually give you a really good reason to go back and do it. And from what I hear, if you've been playing all this time, your save file should be perfectly fine. The only thing you got to do is take a really, really long journey to basically a different system, and a bunch of the new content should just randomly start showing up.
Pretty good.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's time for us to get. Got it? Who's got it?
I got it.
Let's do it.
I actually do have it.
I'm so bad. I think I might
It's
have helped all
Terraria
of
in
you.
space.
Hey, my only one stipulation was Eric
Sounds
bought me
like-
the game, and I
it
told him
sounds
I would
like-
play it if he played
Oh.
Terraria with me. Still haven't done that, so I've still not played Starbound.
No. Well, the issue is you've put so much time into Terraria, and I've put so much time into Starbound that it's hard to actually.
Just start a new
over.
character now
Yeah.
that there's all this new stuff.
Everybody got
Start-
excuses.
What's amazing is like that early level grind where you're just digging and digging and digging through that early. I mean, it's mostly just digging. Like I got all that shit for you. I'll just hand you that stuff.
Yeah.
No way.
And then
No,
we
that
can
ruins the
we
experience.
can go and explore and do cool
See,
shit.
That's exactly why I don't want to play with you.
See,
Mhm.
I don't
All
like
that
power
stuff.
grinding. I like playing the game.
Yeah, I like starting from nothing.
Well, then start from nothing. I won't
But I
give
watched
you
Yeah,
that.
be
No, I
humble.
want you to start from nothing in Terraria because I asked you first, bitch.
I
Oh, you
watched.
sound like a socialist now, so he can't have his money because you don't have any money.
It's a circle, man.
Oh,
Basically, the story that is leading to my saltiness is I bought Eric Terraria a year before he then buys me Starbound, saying to do the exact same thing that I told him to do with me with Terraria. As brothers,
I understand the situation.
no.
You're bitter.
Yeah, what's that always sunny thing where he just yells, "I don't fucking care."
Right.
Okay, fine. Here's another one you probably don't care about, but I thought would be funny.
Yeah, why is
Uh,
that?
I didn't even put this in the show notes because I thought you were joking.
Maybe he's bringing Amber in as like a special guest.
No, I'm not bringing Amber in as a special guest, but I would like her opinion on this. So this Kendall Jenner chick, I guess she's, what is she? Does she do makeup stuff?
Who knows?
I
Do
don't
you know
know.
that?
Something like that. Let's just go ahead and say yeah. Let's
Okay.
go with that.
Famous chick.
Yeah, fashion person. She has decided to go with this bra-free lifestyle, and my issue with that is, yes, I actually do have a little bit of an issue.
I
with
knew
it.
he was gonna random vent.
Because me and a coworker of mine were talking about this. She's basically walking around with shirts you can 100% see through. So she is basically walking around topless. And then Andrew, after he hears this, he's like, "Yeah, I walk up to you one time and I lift my leg and my ball slips out. And guess what? Sexual harassment."
Yep. Pretty much true though.
And I also kind of figured, what do, like, her fans, I'm assuming there are a lot of young teenage girls who are fans of this girl. And what if they want to adopt the same lifestyle? Like, I've been in high school. That could be really bad.
It's distracting enough as is.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing. I got-
Steve doesn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
I'm not getting into it. All I'm saying, if you got big titties, you better wear a bra or you're gonna have back problems.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Exactly. That's so true right
That's
there.
all I want to say about this subject.
The only thing I want to
work
say,
fine and dandy for her, but yeah.
my only thought was if you got, walking around with sheer clothing and you got pretty much your tits out, you can't call bullshit if I look at your tits. They're right there.
Nope.
I see them. You can't yell at me, "Hey, well, I'm up here." Well, your tits are right there.
Yeah.
Right
I'm
there.
good.
You also
Nice.
can't go online into your friends' pictures and then report them for having naughty pictures
Yo,
of you
they're
because
saying
that's the
that-
way you dress.
They're saying that guys with their shirt off should be the same rule, bro. They're not coming up and flashing their vagina,
I get it.
saying that boobs are just boobs and they shouldn't be seen as sexual.
That's
But-
clearly a
but
chick
Tell,
talking
They
because no
tell the
shit.
caveman that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a
right.
movie, so I can't.
Yeah, exactly. I can't get behind that. I won't see them any other way.
But I'm just if chicks want to walk around without a top on, I'm not gonna like bitch.
Yeah, right, right. That's the thing. Like, okay,
Each
go ahead.
their own, man. I'm not into fucking with other people's lives. I'll just enjoy the show.
Steve's up for gender equality.
And streaking, apparently.
Streaking.
Streaking through the
It's-
quads.
It's kind of streaking. Anyways, let's go back to gaming stuff. How about that?
Yeah.
I don't know. We can
Yeah.
stay on this one for a little while.
Yeah, what?
Hey, if you want to check out the news story, there it is. There you go. You got it. Okay. The Elder Scrolls Legends details have been revealed. Kyle wanted to talk about this. I know nothing. Take over, please.
Yes. So Bethesda, instead of, I'm kind of salty about this coming out. I mean, I'd rather they worked on Elder Scrolls 6, but you know, they're douches like that. But they're making a card game, and it's called Elder Scrolls Legends, and essentially it's a complete knockoff of Hearthstone. I mean, not a knockoff, I mean, it's like the real deal, but they've just basically taken the exact Hearthstone formula and tweaked it. There's certain like big differences, like instead of it being just one board, there's 2 lanes. So there's basically 2 boards where you put your minions, so you can go 2 different routes to the enemy hero, but it's exactly the same with just different words. So the game starts off with, 30 health per hero or player or whatever the hell it's called, and then instead you get 3 cards, you can trade one away, and then you draw one each turn. You gain a mana crystal, which is Magicka, not mana crystal. And then it's just so funny how it's complete knockoff. Like, Death Rattle is like Welch, Battle Cry is Summon, Divine Shield had another name, Silence is still Silence, and it's basically plays the same way. The key difference is the lane system, and obviously it's not going to be World of Warcraft. And instead of 30 card decks, you can have up to 50 and 70 card decks. So
it sounds more in line with Magic the Gathering.
yeah,
which
they said it was a
Hearthstone
combination.
is a ripoff of. So yeah, I get that.
They had some weird color thing as well. So like, they were describing it as like, say you were a blue-white color deck. It's like you're a mage essentially, and
Sounds exactly like Magic.
It's like they took Hearthstone and they combined it with Magic. I just didn't know Magic, but I know Hearthstone, and it sounds like a lot of Hearthstone mixed with a lot of Magic that I don't really know much about. But I guess if you draw the same, like say you have a blue card and the top card of your deck is a blue card, I guess that'll activate its effect or something. It seemed
You have to have, you're gonna have to have like blue mana and then a deck based around what color you are and whatnot. It's exactly like Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like honestly, this game, Hearthstone is great and all, but it truly is 100% Magic the Gathering with fucking Blizzard characters on it. That's it. It's not as original as people think it is, especially if you've played Magic and you're familiar with that, which is like a 25-year-old game, 30-year-old game, even older than that actually at this point. But yeah, so it's taking more from that. So those that are more familiar with Magic might be a little more into it right off the bat and can understand a little bit more of the complexities. But it's worth looking at if you're into trading card games.
Well, yeah, I feel like the last thing I wanted to add on it is I feel like Hearthstone's biggest thing that makes it so appealing and successful is that it's free. If this game isn't free, there's no way in hell I'm getting it. Like, if Hearthstone wasn't free, I wouldn't play it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd pay money for this game.
Yeah, paying money for a card game where you have to unlock cards is just kind of strange. You think if you pay money for a game, you should be able to unlock everything with skill, not with grinding quests.
Well, yeah, it
I'm not
depends
really
on how they
sure
do
how
it, to be
that'll work.
honest. Because again, going back to Magic, how Magic does it is they charge $10 up front, and then you have the whole game, and then you unlock a card for your class, whatever class you're playing, anytime you win a game against an opponent. and that's that you don't actually have to buy the cards and shit. So
And everyone ended up having all the same best cards, you know.
pretty much, which is what happens with Hearthstone essentially, but it was worse in Magic. Yeah, everybody had the same decks. That was without a doubt one thing that they could have improved upon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but that will wrap up the news. So let's get to one more thing before we go on our break or halftime. We have the Colonel's Dollar Store Minute. Every week, Kyle likes to give us a very cheap game. Dollar Store is just the title. A very cheap game that all the fans can play right now. Easy to pick up, easy to download, easy to play.
Escort quality, hooker prices.
Oh yeah.
Pay for what you get. I got a good one this week, though. I actually just picked it up today and tried it before the podcast, and I really liked it. But it's only cheap now until like August 1st. It's $1. Literally $1 from 10. 90% off for... So I bought it for $1 today, and I figured I'd try it out and see how it goes. And it was really good. It's basically a rogue-type dungeon crawler, but it's really fast-paced. Like, you can move pretty quickly. And, like, you actually start off in just a cell. There's a note. There's a kind of a story you're following, but you just run out, and the goal is find a sword and find a shield. They're randomly placed, randomly generated, so it's roguelike, permanent death. You'll just restart. So I did it like 3 runs. The first one I got wrecked right away, and then afterward I kind of figured it out. You basically just run. There's a lot of traps throughout the whole place. You really just dodging all these enemies, kind of almost like zombie style, corralling them and setting them up into these traps. And once you find the sword and shield, then you can fight back, and you just ascend the levels. And as you collect gold, you can get random power-ups from these shrines. Honestly, total roguelike, a really fun game. I'd pick it up now because it's $1. $10, no, unless you're really, really into rogue games. But
Is it like
Tiny
top down?
Keep. Well, it's like
Is it like top
kind
down?
of top down. Yeah, it's got a above back angle view, and yeah, like as you get closer to a wall, eventually it'll phase through so you can see through it. Might be streaming a little later, I don't know, but yeah, it seems like fun. I'm looking forward to it. I got to the 3rd level. Each level has a unique boss, so the 3rd boss, I don't know what to do. That's where I'm at. Recommended. $1. $1.
Thank you for that Dollar Store 2 minutes.
What's the name?
It's Tiny
Yeah.
Keep. I said it. Thought I said it. It's Tiny Keep.
Yeah, you never said the name of the game. Yes, it's called Tiny Keep. $1. Okay, it's break time.
Break time.
God.
This is halftime. We are all going to step away from the computers. So if you're watching the live show, we will be right back. If you're listening to the audio version, enjoy the music. But yeah, we'll be right back. Relevant Gamers Discuss. Bye.
Halftime.
Time for some beer. You read my mind.
I like your thoughts, Adam. So
This one is sick. I'll be
I'd pick it up. I would pick it up now, not later. Definitely not a $10 game. $1 game though. It's got some good value. I think if it was like not on sale, a relatively good price would be like $3. I'd pay $3 for this game. 4 though, pushing it. I'm actually gonna pee.
Okay, sounds like it's worth $1. I'd buy that for $1.
I would too, right? Jason, you saw it. It was good.
Yeah, it was some good shit. I
Like
liked it. For
The
$1,
third
definitely
boss
worth it.
was insane. It just was like a mob boss, but I had no idea what to do. Spikes are death. How's Final Fantasy, Joe?
Amazing.
How many espers?
We are on break, right?
3 or 4.
really proud of in that game, Joe,
What?
was actually beating the boss Exodus, because it was one of the first ones that really hindered the shit out of you.
What do
Because
you
you
mean?
couldn't use physical attack at certain points in the fight.
Yeah.
And I think, and there was, then he gets into a phase towards the end where he's invincible for like 5 minutes, and you just have to survive and wait.
All right. Oh.
Pulse for life.
What the hell is he doing?
Who?
Probably you.
I should have put on some music.
What a good host.
That's funny.
Dude, I'm excited to eat.
I was playing, we were doing a drawful stream and I let everyone just song request in. I'm pretty sure this was Advisors. Awesome.
Postman Pat, we're putting on the Ritz.
Putting on the Ritz? No. Postman Pat was there. That was good. Eric should clean his room.
Wait, I got a song request, bro.
What's your song request?
Got a song request.
Yeah, we're gonna get a bot. A nice bot that is cleaned up. Oh, yes!
Who is it?
Oh my god!
Bro, let's see what you got, bro.
Fuck, I regret drinking.
Pac-Man.
Move that.
I'm in an arcade game.
We're gonna listen to Steve's thing. I mean, the halftime doesn't take that long, Lenny, so we'll probably be done by the time the song's over.
Pac-Man, Pac-Man, swag, swag.
Did you put the video up?
Pac-Man, Pac-Man.
Probably could.
Oh. Pac-Man, 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 Pac-Man. Think I'm Pac-Man. Eating all these dots.
It's weird, we don't do the trailer time right away.
We are doing the trailer time.
Not right away.
Pac-Man,
Oh.
Dodge, Pac-Man.
No, it doesn't want to play this.
Bitch, I think I'm Pac-Man.
No, I didn't want to do it.
All these fucking dots, and I eat it up like a fucking girl's
Vagina in my mouth.
Last night in the park, she like to do that shit in the dark. Yeah, I think I'm dark cause I'm so yellow. Eating all these dots, I think I'm Carmelo Anthony. Eating all these dots like I'm
If you've never seen the video, I'd recommend checking it out. It's hilarious.
I don't care. Eating all these dots, these motherfucking ghosts.
Try and rob me.
Out my life, but I eat the big dot to eat the little ghost, but they keep on running away. Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Pac-Man. Ah, swag.
Where are these?
Swag!
Pac-Man, Pac-Man.
He's just rolling around the ground.
Fools.
Pac-Man.
What's up, dude? I'm back. I'm back.
There's one guy.
2, please, 2.
Still missing a guy.
Oh, this guy in there.
Well, looks like Jack's there at least. Maybe Jack can take over for Skeezy.
Jack's probably be a better host.
Easily.
Bitch, I think I'm Pac-Man. Running through the forest, sweat.
I got motherfucking headache.
Put up the agenda for the second half.
I ain't Gable and
Yeah, man.
You can play me, but never you can save me without a memory.
But never you can
Gotta
save me.
have your memory card in the game to save me up where you left go. But I don't give a shit, cause I think I'm Pac-Man. Got a big mouth and a big ass head. Cause people think I get hit. Cause I got so much head.
But I'm still a fucking virgin, cause I don't got a dick.
I'm just a
No, bro,
fucking
I'm sorry
face.
to break
I
it to
don't
you, but
got
you
a
suck.
fucking body. I just got a fucking mouth. Hey, shout out to Miss Pac-Man.
No, bro, please calm down.
Fucking slide.
Straight bars.
Fucking clap it up, boys.
Oh, that
Clap it up.
boys. Clap it up.
Clap it up.
Jack.
If we could keep the second half
Oh, I
a
do
little
see.
shorter,
I see Jack. He's chilling.
appreciate it.
Jack.
He can't hear you.
Yes, he can.
I know he can't hear you.
He's got dog ears. He can hear me.
The song will be a surprise. Well, I can't play it if it's not a surprise. I don't know what Lenny's saying. Lenny, you crazy. You cray.
Crazy, man. You crazy.
I remember one of the hard fights in that game was like the gravity one. Gravity Esper. I think you like had to use magic on it only.
Yeah, I could have made my food in this halftime.
It's been a while. I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm back.
It's like a
It's
big...
about fucking time, dude.
Yeah, there he is.
Jesus! Welcome back, Skeezy.
Come back and get yelled at. Okay. So I'm assuming you guys are just 100% ready.
Yeah, 100% ready.
Alright.
Let's keep it going though. I'm running a bit short on time.
No, we're rolling. We'll get through it. We're not doing game time, so we'll be fine.
Cool. Let's go.
Let's start discussing some shit.
Hell yeah. It's a good podcast so far.
Yep. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Irrelevant Gamers Discuss. Halftime is over, and it is now time for our main topic of the evening, or our let's discuss section. Wow, I can't say that.
That word's killing you tonight.
Hey, Eric, guess what? Let's
3 S's.
discuss.
It's just too much.
It's just I can't follow it with section because there's 3 S's in a row. Whatever. But this week, I thought it would be a fun topic for us to basically build the perfect RPG. I know Steve has been patiently waiting for something like Borderlands 3 to drop, but hell, we still don't have any news on that. So I thought we would kind of come up what makes an RPG perfect to us. What are key things that need to be in it? What's gonna make it last 200 plus hours and just keep us talking about it like Skyrim 5 to 10 years later? So let's do it. I thought I would kick us off with one idea I would like in my perfect RPG is I would like the ability to have multiple camera angles, like first person, top down, or third person, just whatever you feel like.
Yeah, you got to do that. Skyrim's like the only RPG that kind of does that right, in my opinion. You could, with the mod, play a top-down. You can play a first-person, or you can play a third-person, and you kind of need that. I mean, when you're shooting those dragons down, you don't want to do that shit in third-person. But nor do I feel like you should play the entire game in first-person. Third-person, some of the parts definitely help. So I agree with that first point. That's definitely key to be able to switch and toggle at will the camera perspective. You don't ever want to feel stuck or claustrophobic in just one. My main point, I guess, would be endless leveling. I hate reaching max level in an RPG. I know some people love it. They're like, yay, now I'm done. My character's as strong as it's ever going to be, and that's a shitty feeling. I don't like working on a character for so long and then having it done. I like to be able to beat the game and finish the game, but then go into a new game plus and continue to level my character up. And yeah, that would be my thing. So something like the Skyrim perk system, how that works, how you can, once you reach the maximum level in any skill, you can reset it essentially and keep the perks. Yeah, I think that's smart. I think it's a good way to do it. Or like Dark Souls, how you can keep playing the fucking game even though you've beaten it and you're a new game plus 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 plus. You're still not max level. I don't know anyone who's gotten a max level character in any of the Souls games, and I know people who have put in over 800 hours into them, into just like one of them. I got a buddy on Steam who put in like 850 hours in Dark Souls 1. So, yeah, that's me. What else? What do you guys want to?
We'll just kind of like everybody like say an idea, and we'll just keep going around the circle over and over until we feel satisfied.
Oh, did I fuck that up? Did I?
No,
fuck
you
that up?
didn't. No, I'm just saying.
I would actually
That's
like
kind
to
of how we'll do this, because that way we're not all talking over each other. Yeah, keep it going. Kyle sounded like he was next.
Well, I wanted to touch base on what Jason was saying. I feel like replayability is huge in games, and I feel like there's multiple ways you can do it. Like he said, Dark Souls 2 specifically, I feel did it way better than the other Dark Souls, where they actually added red phantoms, different items. You know, so it's not just the same playthrough. It's harder, and you can get better stuff. I feel like replayability is really huge in these games. But Borderlands also did a really good job about it too. One key fact is like, you know, Borderlands is all about getting all the legendaries and whatnot. But like once you hit max level, then everything, and you beat the game on get to True Vault Hunter mode, and you beat the game, everything levels to you, so you can get all those legendaries at your level. So it makes sense to have them. Like having a level 12 corrosive whatever it was from Knuckle Dragger does nothing to you once you got slightly farther, but you can go back and get that weapon at your max level and use those weapons against the crazy raid bosses. I think they did that really well.
Yeah, you're right. That's a really good way to do it. I'm gonna shut up now.
Steve.
No, Steve, what do you got?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like everything sounds pretty good, but I think we need something new. And
Well,
for a
just
while,
like
you know, we're
pitch
looking
like
for all
a,
these equals and things of these games that come out that were, you know, I think of the games that I really fell in love with, and that was, you know, the Elder Scrolls series, Borderlands 2, Dark Souls, Mass Effect. Those all are drastically different. So it's kind of hard to say, you know, and you'd like to see somewhere where you could take a Mass Effect story and put it in a game with replayability, and you know, it's just it's something that's, I don't know what I'm looking for, you know, when you say the perfect RPG, because I don't think it's been made yet. So it's kind of hard to just patch together a bunch of other games into a all-together mega game, you know.
Steve,
No, I get it.
you're fired. You're fired.
I feel
You're
like
just
we're-
like a round table. We're coming up with ideas. And
Yeah, man, you
it's all
offered
down.
nothing to the
I don't
game.
know what I want.
He's fired. Let him go.
I think I can pull something out of what
Yeah.
Steve was saying. Steve really was meant he needs a good story. I feel like story's a good element to it. You know, you could have the greatest gameplay in the world, but without story, I mean, what are you? Like Mass Effect, you said
That's
is
not what
all
I
story.
meant, though.
That's not what.
I was trying to pull something out of it through the conversation to help your cause.
You were trying to help him. He's like, no, that's not what I said at all.
You're just dragging him under
I
like he's
gotta
got
say,
the walking.
some of the things that I think are necessary is, you know, I think a lot of the games that we love have to do with loot systems, good loot systems and stuff, and you know, just content, man. It's got to be easy to play, but hard or impossible to master. You know, I mean, it's got to have. You got to be hyped up to start a new character because it's fun, and you also got to be hyped up to play your OP character because, man, there's still more stuff to do, more stuff to learn. You could be better, you know, and some games you could just be too good and it's too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have a few more ideas here.
I still got some.
So
Yeah, go
one,
ahead.
I would think the ability to reset quests, or yeah, replayability again. Like it's like it's got to keep going, understandably. But a way to, I think, to do that is like a lot of RPGs. You complete the main quest and you get the awesome item at the end, and the awesome item is like a low level because of where you're at. And I think just being able to do that main story or one of many main stories would even make a game even better, just to have more than one actual main story. But I mean, that would just be a big game. Oh, shoot,
Well, I
lost
feel
my
like you're
train of
kind of
thought.
getting on
No,
length.
that's all good. That's all good. That's a good point. Okay, my next one would be co-op. Honestly,
I had that down.
that's a huge one for me, man. Like some of the classics, um, yes, are classics on their own. They're standalone. You can play them by yourself. You don't need a partner. That's great. You know, especially if it's turn-based. I get that. You don't want to sit there and play a Final Fantasy game with a partner, even though I have, even though you can. You don't want to do that. But for action RPGs or games like Torchlight or whatnot, games like Borderlands, Diablo, the Souls series, man, playing them with the partners when you know in real life even makes the difference. It takes it from a fun little experience to something that you're honestly invested in, and you're having a great time and a shared experience with somebody you know. That changes it all up. Like Skyrim, for instance, if Skyrim had been multiplayer, if Skyrim had been co-op, man, I'd be playing that with my girlfriend right now, this very minute, if that was a co-op game. Uh, so some classics miss the chance to become classics because they're not co-op games. You take a game that just recently came out, Necropolis. If that game wasn't a co-op game, I don't think I'd ever even put it back on. Great game, very fun. They got a lot more to do with it, but the co-op adds so much to so many experiences. I don't know. I think it's overlooked. I think it's very important because it's something that you can always code in from the ground up. And if the player doesn't want to use it, they don't have to use it. But if they do want to do it, I mean, that's now they're going to convince all their friends to buy the game or even buy copies for their friends, like we've all done before. So it's a really good idea business wise to do that. But I'll shut up now. On to you, Kyle.
Yeah, I actually had a good one, and I know Steve will actually touch base on this, but like I feel like the main thing we're talking about a game like you said would last like 200 plus hours. You're gonna play the crap out of this, so replayability is huge. I feel like you need challenges and you need unlockables. You need goals, and I feel like this is where Dark Souls 3 failed in Steve's mind in terms of PvP, where Dark Souls 2 succeeded is you actually had a mission or a goal to actually achieve after endgame. You just PvP and you grind out and you try and get that glow or something, even a skin of some sort. That extra, incentive to keep playing with these challenges. I feel like it's a lot. It's almost addicting, and I feel like that's really something that I really latch onto in games is I love the achievement system when the Xbox 360 first came out and it was like, you get all this gamer score. I was like all about that. I love getting those points. Like, look how good I am, me. It's fun to, it's great. So I think the challenges aspect of games, something to actually push for, not just beat the game, but do all these extra incentives to get stuff. I think that's necessary in a truly perfect game.
Yeah.
Well, here's another one that's just absolutely key, and it's customization. You want to feel like you are the character, right? And
Well,
I think where a lot of these, you want to have your armor, you need the great
Yeah,
loot
you want to be able to
system.
make the character you want. That's not necessarily feel like you are the character.
Yeah.
I play as a little white elf chick all the time, so I'm just gonna put that out there. That ain't me. That don't feel like me. That's just what I play as. So I hear you on the customization, but like, yeah, I just want to point out, not necessarily just to make it feel like you.
But Jason, we all know that's how you feel on the inside.
Jason's inner self is just a little white kid.
Little white elf girl.
I have to agree, man. It's really hard to have a compelling story. I think Mass Effect's the one I know that did it perfectly, where the main character actually has a voice, so it doesn't seem like you are role playing as that character. You can't just make up in your mind what he's saying like a book.
Exactly.
And that's I kind of want to touch on the co-op aspect. Friendly co-op is amazing for these games. You play co-op with 3 other people or something. It's a friendly co-op, and but still, that perfect game. It doesn't need the co-op. When I go back and I think about games that they ruined when you play co-op, because there are some really dramatic story elements that you really only get into when you're watching them solo, by yourself. And if you have, two people in it talking and joking and everything, these serious moments are overlooked or passed by without giving the, appropriate, like, emotional response, and that's, so it kind of depends on what your game's about. If it's lighthearted and fun like Borderlands, I think co-op's perfect, but when it's more serious, co-op's kind of hard, I think. It kind of diminishes the value.
It's exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. It forces the developers, honestly, to develop their game, honestly, from a different way from the ground up, because like they have to put emphasis on the gameplay. When the co-op people are together, but then they have to separate them to digest the different story elements. So you look at how Dark Souls does it, for instance. Sometimes they will disconnect you, before there's a big story chunk, so they know nobody's sitting there watching the cutscenes. That's why you can only put your souls down in certain places and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like if you're the host, only you can skip everything. Like you're gonna be stuck watching the host's cutscenes if they never want to skip it. So it just forces you to think about how you want to design your game and break it up in different beats. Do you want to have it 100% co-op, or is it like kind of lobby based where you meet up, play, go back, watch some cutscenes alone, blah blah blah, customize your shit, visit a shop, and then go back into a lobby and meet back up with players, kind of like Warframe.
And it's gotta be, when it's co-op, it's gotta be really good single player, because there were times where I didn't want to play with friends because I play with Fats, and he goes through and he kills everything in the level instantly. He doesn't wait for you or anything to collect anything. He just goes through and kills everything in your game.
Yep.
And it's like, that's okay sometimes, but sometimes I just want to kill this stuff myself while getting it. And that's when you want to play solo, but the game still has to be good. Like,
I hear you.
Pass the solo run.
Yeah, I hear you.
One more thing, since Jason actually mentioned Warframe, this was my last idea, and it comes back to customizing your character. Being able to change the colors on things. In Warframe, yeah, everybody's going to have kind of the same gear available to them. So a lot of people will, pick the same robot, and you'll have the same options as far as what guns you want to use and all that stuff. But what really makes people stand out and be different from each other is the color system. You could change so many different colors on your character. There's like an A, a B, a C for your primary colors, and then you can do the same with your guns. So like, imagine Dark Souls if you could get one of the super rare, hard to get sets of armor, and then make it the color you want it to be. Like if you want to be silver or gold or black or red.
Bright pink.
Yeah, that's all you get is a bunch of fuckheads doing weird colors.
Whatever. If that's
feel like
how
those
they
weird
want to
fuckheads
play,
want to
that's
do
how they want
that.
play. I want full 100% customization.
He wants the
But
paint
then it gets
program.
fucked like chivalry, and I don't know who to hit.
He wants the paint program in the game so he can bring up the armor and then draw it himself. Put a big smiley face on his chest.
Penis warrior. That's all you get.
You did a bunch of dick warriors, essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
Redraw the swords as dildos.
Think back to the Black Ops tags.
Yeah. Oh god, dude. I don't even want
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that was a pretty good discussion. What do you guys think?
I think we need to move on before we talk for another hour.
I was gonna say this could keep going. I had like 3 other things, forgot half of them, remembered 3 of them. I think we're good.
Okay. Let's move on. This is trailer time now. I have a fun one for us to watch. So
Ready.
for all of you who are new,
not at the moment.
we all are going to load up a random game trailer, and we're going to watch it. We're going to make a few comments on it, give you some info on the game, and that'll be that. Trailer time is meant to be fast. So yeah, these guys all have the thing booted up, correct?
I like the cow
I
spray.
actually
Good to
don't
go.
yet. Hang on. Hold up.
Okay. Kyle's saying,
I want to get it for the viewers to watch the trailer, and I'm sorry I was not as prepared. So my apologies. You could think of another thing that'll make game awesome.
No, you're supposed to be ready.
I was ready, and then it didn't work. So hang on.
Yeah, we should have just bought Mass Effect 3 was like $10 the other. We should have just bought it.
Oh, yeah, we really should have.
The problem is we would have had to start over.
That's true.
Dude,
We
the
had
multiplayer in that was so much fun.
Dude,
So much
but you
fun.
had to like play it for a long time to get the stuff.
I know. I love that Vanguard.
Got it.
I abused the fuck out of that Vanguard.
This guy's got the Black Widow in it.
I got it like right away. It was so dope. But anyway, I got the trailer up, so I'm ready.
Okay, so we're ready. Back on track. Trailer time.
What's
Right?
this? Where am I?
Bulletproof Outlaws, Dragon Rage.
The game is called Dragon Rage. These people just posted the trailer. So yeah,
Let's go.
credit to Bulletproof Outlaws for the trailer on YouTube. I'm sure they aren't listening. So yeah, this is called
They
Dragon
will.
Rage. If you guys are ready, we are gonna go on go. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
A quiet mountain village. Oh God! That was an awesome start to any trailer.
This is like old King Kong shit, but a little more intense.
Rampage.
Is that the game I was thinking of?
Yes, it is.
I used to play that game all the time, dude.
See, Steve, I always know what game you're talking about, man. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I believe you know. You could be like King Kong, Godzilla, something else.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
just destroy the city and get as many points.
You know, Steve, they're actually making that into a movie right now.
Oh god, dude. I don't know. That's like Batman vs Superman shit.
They're making it from the perspective of the humans. It's gonna be like a Godzilla movie.
What is this game? I don't even know what I'm
It's
watching.
crazy. It's basically like a get the high score type game and just destroy the city as fast as possible and survive. Your
Yeah,
health
it-
seemed to be based upon eating people.
It looked like a modern take, or a past take, I guess, because it looks like it's in the past, on Rampage. If anybody remembers that old game, that's what Crossjoy and I were talking about. Where you could play as the lizard, as the big King Kong dude, or as like the what was it? It was like
Like a robot.
it was like a werewolf, or no, it was
Yeah,
like lizard.
I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, you're
No,
thinking of
you
something
were
else.
thinking of that monster game that we played with the. It was
I'm thinking of King of the Monsters.
Yeah, that's what
King
it
of the
was.
Monsters was good too, dog. That
He was like
a good
Atomic
game.
Man, Reptar, and Robot Guy.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
King of the Monsters 2. That was the good one because it had a co-op.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great game.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That was a fun fucking trailer. For once, it was a trailer. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna actually get that shit. I'm gonna get
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, we have a first time
The game
ever
is
for Jason.
horrible.
I'm gonna get Dragon Rage, man, and I'm gonna rage out on those villagers.
That looked like
Yeah.
that gorilla game I made in my first computer science class.
Hey,
Oh, with the
it might-
bananas?
It's like a phone game.
Just throw the
to be
bananas
honest.
and destroy
Yeah,
the
it looks like a game on addictinggames.com. It might be the smoking, it might be the drinking, but that looked like fun to me.
Alright. You'll have to tell us in the next indie corner.
Yeah, but for all of the audio listeners out there, you're a big red dragon in a medieval town going left and right, pretty much eating knights and soldiers and trying to destroy all the buildings in the little town. I'm sure there are difficulties and you get progression somehow. But yeah, it's $7 full price, about $6 on sale right now. Yeah, check that out on Steam. It's called Dragon Rage. It looks fun. I'll give it that.
I feel like if you're really mad, that is the game to just vent out and destroy shit, and you'll be fine afterward. It's
No,
like,
dude,
all right.
that's like the fight from the PS Move.
Oh, that one's good.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Why don't you just buy
All
a
right.
punching bag?
Let's move on.
To the corner.
Yes, to the corner. This is Sash's Indie Corner. Every week, Sash gives you an indie game that you can play right now, and it is certified Sash approved. Hit him with it.
Right now, this week, I want to talk about We Happy Few. I'm sure everybody's heard of it from E3. If you haven't heard of it at all, well, you're kind of living under a rock. It's a wonderful, wonderful, twisted, violent game. How to describe this game? Let's see here.
First person.
It's first person. It takes place in the 1960s dystopian England. All right. So basically, it's a different take on what could have happened if the war had gone the other way. Nazis have taken over England. They have won the war. All right. And everybody was super bummed about it because England was bombed to shit. It's horrible. It's everybody's poor now, and the Nazis are reigning. So in order to not have to kill the entire populace because they would have like eventually rebelled and not been happy with the Nazi rule, they developed a drug called joy. All right, so the Nazis start giving everybody this drug called joy, which basically makes you hallucinate and also forget. All right, so you forget all of your negative memories. You only remember the positive ones, and you hallucinate and see everything like in a much, much better light. Okay, so they've got the entire fucking civilization just doped up. And if you stop taking your joy, you're known as a downer, and you start seeing things as they really are. And they don't want people seeing things as they really are and spreading the downer shit, so they will kill you if you're off your medicine. Um, so basically, you're thrown out from society. You're a dude who, at the start of the game, just decides, "Fuck it, I'm done taking my pills." If you choose to continue taking your pills at the start of the game, which I did when I first started it up, I'm like, "Oh fuck it, I'm gonna just take my happy pills." They roll credits on you. Like I was done with the game in a minute because I failed it. So you have to choose to go off your medicine, and that's when shit just starts to go off the rails for this guy. And he eventually ends up getting kicked out of his society and is now on his own going through the wastelands of England, trying to scavenge again in first person. The gameplay feels very much like the Culling, actually. It's like the Culling meets Clockwork Orange. All right, it's fucked up, man. It's crazy. Um, I love it. I love it. It's very mature, very dark. It's a procedurally generated world. So every time and you can make it permadeath if you want to. So you can make it a roguelike game if you want. I would recommend not doing so for your first couple of playthroughs, just so you get the hang of shit. And also, since it is still an early access game, I mean, it just came out a couple days ago. You can like get caught in geometry and shit like that here and there. So I would and if you do that, like you're kind of fucked. So I would keep permadeath mode off for the time being and just enjoy what the game has to offer. It's only about 50% done at this point, so it's on the cheaper side. They're only asking for $30 for it right now, but then you will get all the updates from here on out, and you will have the full game when it's fully released 6 months to a year from now. But with the 50% that they have in the game now, it's lacking on story a little bit, but everything else is there. All right, the gameplay is there, the graphics are there, the atmosphere is there. You're gonna end up hearing the civilians say the same lines, but show me a game that doesn't. Uh, I'm loving what I see, man. You just go around and survive, craft weapons with your bare hands and shit, try to disarm traps, try to rob people and not get caught doing it, pretend that you're on your drugs so people don't turn against you, and yeah, just survive this crazy, fucked up world. I like to take the drugs though because it actually makes the game look much, much better. Like instead of looking like a shitty, shitty world, you start to see rainbows and everyone looks happy and flowers everywhere. It's like the game is beautiful when you take the drugs. So I take my drugs anytime I can find them.
I think at some point you actually have to take the drugs to access certain areas of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, you do. You
That
do.
But
trailer for this
it
game
is a
was
survival
good.
game, and
Yes.
they
that's
said that the
survival.
story is not released at all yet. They said there's like three snippets from the main story, but they haven't released like any of the story yet.
Yeah, so they're working on that. But what story is there is already more than any other survival game on Steam. To be honest with you, it's already surpassed them. So it's kind of it's damn good, man. I mean, if survival games are your thing, and you've played a few of them on Steam, Rust or the Colleen or any of them, man, take your pick. H1Z1, all that shit. This is up there. This is this has already surpassed a lot of them, and it just came out, so it has a long way to go. Only good things can happen, to be honest with you. I haven't really seen that many bugs. I've been playing it with a controller. I did see a bug where I was using mouse and keyboard. It seemed to go into slow motion a couple times, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
saw,
if
I
that.
saw that same bug.
Okay, good. So I'm glad that I wasn't going crazy. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? And I started using a controller, and it was perfectly fine. So there are a couple bugs right now. That's something to keep in mind. Is it worth $30? Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fucking fun. There's a lot to do. Um, but again, if you're absolutely starved for a full game, and you want your money's worth for every single fucking dollar, then don't get it yet. Just wait, because you don't
Yeah.
want to get it and end up being mad. Just wait. It's going to be out soon enough. But is there $30 worth of content there to be, fucked around with and have a good time? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Just
Cool.
throw on the Clockwork Orange soundtrack and have a good time.
Yeah,
There
I
you
like
go.
to see when it comes out. I'll probably put it up, but for now, yeah, early access.
I'd have to say that atmosphere of that game looks so good. Like you said, when you take
If
that
if you
joy-
guys want to try it, just sign under my account and download.
Yeah, I'll do that definitely. That trailer I saw, it was really trippy when there was like a scene where he was like on the joy and he smacked a pinata and it showed these like four people eating it, and then the joy ran off and all of a sudden he snaps back and normally he just basically baseball batted a rat and now they're eating a rat. And it was so twisted. I was really into it. Like I'm like, this looks cool. Like I'm really curious about it. It has like BioShock type graphics too. It's got that feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, graphically, gameplay wise, no. But
No,
graphics,
0%.
yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Okay. Well, that was Sasha's Indie Corner. We Happy Few. Check it out if you haven't yet. It looks awesome.
It's
So
the
let's
most
move
expensive game I've recommended yet on Indie Corner. So that being said, go ahead and look on the streams and check it out first to jump in. I don't want you to throw down $30 and then be emailing us. The first email we get is some hate mail talking about how dare
Specifically
you
to
recommend
the
this
tree,
broken
man.
ass, booty ass game. Okay, so just go ahead and do your homework first, like you always should. Always should do your homework before you buy a game, and then take the plunge. Do it.
Right
I
on.
figured out where Jason got his bath salts addiction from. He's been playing We Happy Few, and
I've been taking my joy.
All right, that was Indie Corner. Let's move on. Keep it moving. This is the Colonel Crosstalk with Colonel Fat 69 and Crossjoint TV. Take it away.
All
Yeah, we'll
right.
keep it a little short. Drawful 2, great game. Pick it up for $10. Party game, local or online. As long as someone streams, it's online. Otherwise, it's like a party game. If you got people at your house, play with like 8 people, blah, blah, blah. We picked it up, and Fats have been streaming it, so take it.
Yeah, I owe all credit to even owning this game to you. You showed it to us. Started playing it. It's basically Cards Against Humanity combined with Pictionary and Twitch. You essentially, and only one person, what's nice about it is only the Twitch host has to own it. So it's completely free for anyone. You just type in jackbox.tv into your browser, brings you into a menu where essentially you can type in a room code. They have multiple games, but if you type in the room code to draw full game on, say, my stream, and you will be jumped into that game. 8 players per match, and essentially it's, Pictionary. You draw your own avatar, picture, whatever. So that's where the censoring potentially comes in as a host. You have the option to block out people drawing dicks and shit. Because people draw dicks and shit. They do.
It was a dinosaur.
God, Jason dicks. And essentially, once you get your avatar down and everyone's in, you start the game. And it's going to give everyone a prompt, like a Cards Against Humanity prompt. Except there's no blank or anything. You just draw the prompt. Everyone draws. You get a certain amount of time. Once everyone's drawn, then they'll slowly, one by one, round by round, however you want to say it, put up everyone's drawing. And then everyone who didn't draw it gets to put a prompt. They get to put a title to the drawing. You can put something hilarious and doesn't make sense. You can put something that you think Drawful actually prompted them to, which is, if you're going for points, you want to do that. If you're going for likes, you want to put something funny. That's what I love about the game is there's 2 winners every time. You can get most points or most likes. And yeah, it just goes through everyone's drawing. You put hilarious answers. So it's honestly just a hugely fun game, and it's completely free. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I love
What
it.
you're trying to say, it's a good streaming game. It's free. It's a good party game. Buy it if you want to stream. $10.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jump into the stream. It's super fun.
You guys like drawing funny pictures and have friends with good sense of humor. Or if you want to get into streaming and you just want to try to get some people in the stream, it's a great way to host an open lobby.
Yeah, best part is, like you just said, it's completely free to anyone who wants to join. All you have to do is have a PC and internet. Honestly, a lot of people play it on their phones. So, I mean, it's that easy.
We've met a lot of good people playing it.
Super fun. And one more thing I'd just like to point out is Drawful has its own list of ginormous prompts, but what you can also do is create your own prompts, upload them to a site. You can play your own episodes or download other people's episodes, which we will be doing in the future on mine and trying out some new stuff. This game's got a lot to offer. I'd almost throw it down for my dollar store minute because you could play it for free. All you gotta do is just browse Drawful on Twitch, find someone who's playing it, and you can pretty much jump in their lobby if they've got space.
Boom.
Colonel Fat's crosstalk. Nailed it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's get to a few other things here. Gaming trends. Pokemon Go is still the talk of the town. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Really?
It's starting to die already, man. Mark my
Starting to die
words.
already.
I told you it was dying.
It's just we're not talking about it that much. The world's still talking about it a lot.
Well, Japan
Yeah.
just got it.
Oh,
Japan just got it, I think, like not even a week ago, right?
sure.
Just
Okay.
weird. You thought they released it there first.
Right. I haven't been paying that much attention because there's way too many stories about it. You just can't keep track of all of it. So, but anyways, trending on Twitch right now, our top performers, League of Legends is just a gimme. They're on top every time. But holding number 2 steadily, at least for the past the past week, is Overwatch. There's also some very popular Dungeons and Dragons streams happening quite often now.
Which
Yes.
game in Dungeons and Dragons?
Let's see here. Let's see. Checking it out. Maybe it's just one. Oh, it's just one. It's that one big channel. It's called Geek and Sundry is the channel name, and it's called Critical Role. They seem to have 21,000 people watching, but Dungeons and Dragons is still pretty popular. And then they actually have the DNC on Twitch. I don't really understand why the DNC.
Really? No
is-
way.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
The government's
Yeah.
on Twitch now? Oh, God.
Call of Duty's actually ahead of Counter-Strike.
Wow.
That's
About
kind of
20,000.
surprising, actually. Someone huge must be streaming to Twitch instead of MLG.
Because they can't gamble anymore on Twitch.
That could be actually a big thing.
Yeah.
It's like Lyric was going to play CSGO today. He's like, can I not gamble? Yeah, I don't want to play them.
Okay, so that was what's trending in gaming these days. Let's get to questions and emails. Unfortunately, we're still without a single email. Do we have any Twitch followers tonight watching?
We have some people watching, but
The
No,
podcast.
Do they
Yeah.
have any questions? We'll give them the 30 seconds to actually hear us say it because there's lag.
Adam starts talking about the D&D stream. I feel like watching D&D. I've never played, I guess, so either. So is it interesting to watch?
It's tough to watch because it literally is them just sitting there and describing it with their words. what's happening. So you kind of you know you're using your own imagination to picture it in your head.
I think Jason should be the cave master or whatever.
Dungeon
The
Master.
The cave master. I like that. I'll be that. Yeah, I mean, I've played many forms of D&D. Not too many tabletop, but a lot of the video game iterations. I mean, it's your basic RPG shit. Nothing too complicated, nothing too complex.
I
But
feel
they
like
do have their own rules.
Yeah, I feel like Morrowind kind of came around and ruined D&D. It's like all the D&D. Wait a minute, I can actually play D&D.
We actually
No,
do
they've
have
had plenty of D&D games, plenty of good ones actually.
We
Kyle,
actually
you
do
sound
have
like a robot. What's happening?
Oh,
Are there
sorry.
any questions?
we do have one Twitch chat question. Adamasaur, who actually made the awesome background that we're seeing on the stream, he was just wondering if you wanted a different image. He created it, so thank you for making that. But also, this is a
Yeah,
question.
Sure, send us as many ideas as you want, and we will pick a favorite, and we'll stick to that. So if you give us at least like 3 different choices, we'll vote on a favorite, and we'll make that the new one.
Oh man,
He's giving you a task, Adamasaur. That'd be cool.
That's at least 3. Enough of the purples and pinks.
But Jason can't not be a tree because that's perfect.
yeah! Shout out to Adamasaur for making a fantastic background.
Yes, for all of the audio listeners, one of our favorite followers has created the background for the Twitch stream for the show. So if you just listen on the audio, you're missing quite the sight.
Well, not Skeezy.
You
I
gotta-
had
you
to
gotta
add his
blur out
webcam, but
Steve.
you
Yeah,
know,
but then you'll
sorry.
be good.
Okay, well, yeah. Does anybody have any gaming relevant questions? Maybe one of you do. Do any of you
Yeah,
have
when's
any?
is No Man's Sky? Was that delayed at all, or is it still the
No.
9th?
August 9th.
There were rumors that it was going to be delayed, but I'm hoping that game is good, dude. I hope that game is good. I need something like that.
Yeah, you can't trust that rumor. Skeezy said it.
That's true. I missed that section.
I know, it's just when E3 happened and was done with, the following weeks I went fishing and we had tech issues and a lot of news just hasn't been there. There's nothing new happening. Like, everything was announced and shown at E3, and we got a little bit till the summer trailers start popping up for all the holiday games. So we'll start getting some new trailers and some new news once we get closer and closer to fall. And then I will bring back the rumor game. I actually have some saved in a Word document at work that I just randomly think of in my head. So those are all the Skeezy said it's.
It's got like a million of them.
I will have actual internet rumors. I will start peppering some of those in as they come.
Cool.
But I have a few key underground sites I go to for some of these rumors, and they just haven't had much to post. There's no news going on. All the developers are finishing up their games for the holiday season. They're not out there talking about them yet because release is still far enough away to where they don't have to do all the marketing buzz yet.
Hey, I did like your
Maybe
Pokemon
next time we
game.
talk about boobs, we actually get guest people on the show that have boobs. So we actually have, like, a leg to stand on.
The Irrelevant Gamers, Howard Stern edition.
Well, that's not what I meant, but all right.
That's all I heard. Is like, let's get strippers on the show, pretty much.
I meant more like Sunny and Amber, but that's.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
No. Guaranteed no.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Okay, but if there aren't any more questions in the Twitch stream, check real quick.
Oh, okay. Adamasaur wants to know for the record. Well, he's saying you were talking about fashion, not boobs, when you came up with that news story. I think it was about the boobs.
It was a good mixture of both.
Yeah.
It it was a good excuse to talk about
Because
boobs.
if you're wearing see-through shirts and you're letting the ladies free, you can accessorize with your nipple rings and stuff.
Well, yeah,
That way,
well,
like,
let's.
if you want a fancy event, you can like match your nipple rings to your outfit.
I don't know. I just look at it like people like this Jenner girl have pretty extreme fans, and some of those fans are between like 13 and 15 years old. And imagine if you guys were back in high school and the girls were just allowed to not
Well, dude,
wear
you're not
bras
talking
and
about
wear
under
see-through
18.
shirts.
We're not talking about under 18 chicks.
Dude, these are the people who follow this fashion the most. These are this is the crowd that eats it up.
That's a separate problem. That's not
Just
my
saying.
issue.
You see, like I could see a girl getting in a fight with her mom, like a girl like my sister, maybe, say like, well, so and so on TV and so up the street doesn't wear hers, so
It's going to be a huge fiasco at the schools. Kids are going to be sent home. They're not. It's going to be ridiculous. It's crazy.
Man.
These role models
also
suck,
the
America.
dangerousness
Fix 'em.
factors into that because looking like that sends wrong messages to
I
bad
am
people.
being a better one.
You're being a what?
Hey, man,
Joe
we're
said,
not
"Why don't
fucking
you get out there
role
and be a better role model?" I am. This stream, you can
You don't
follow
wear your
it
bra,
you
Kyle.
want.
He needs to.
Whatever.
Back's gonna start hurting.
Okay. I think we should wrap up the show.
Yep.
Do you guys want to do your plugs? I did mine earlier.
You
No,
did. You're
wrap it up.
honoring
You
that.
said it good. Don't get that chick pregnant.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Just go on the internet. Jason I'm going to do your plugs real quick. So Jason put up a brand new trailer. It's What If Dark Souls 2 was a movie, and he spliced together all kinds of cool shit from different movies and whatnot. So go to Epic US Trailers on YouTube, and he's right there. You'll see the picture of the Beowulf. Give it a click and check out one of like 100 trailers, maybe 1,000.
350 to 400 something.
Yeah, and they're all cool. Set to epic music. You can, of course, if you like the music you hear occasionally on this show, SoundCloud, EA-Skeezy, or just search EA Skeezy on Google. I will pop up. It's SoundCloud. If you find a different EA Skeezy on a different sort of website, make sure no one else is around. And YouTube and Twitch, just type Colonel Fats 69 and you'll find all of this good stuff on both YouTube and Twitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything you guys want to say to the listeners before we head out?
You're
That's
beautiful.
pretty much, that wraps it up, man. It was a good
Actually,
podcast.
I wanted to
Hope
plug.
you guys have a great week.
I wanted to plug my Drawful stream because I'm solidifying the schedule a little more. Drawful 2 stream starts 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Times, Mondays and Tuesdays for sure, and randomly elsewhere. But those are specific times where I will be playing Drawful, and as we said during Colonel Cross, completely free. So have some fun.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Come play with us.
Drawful, not sex.
Games
Play
upon
with
games upon
us.
games. But yes, for the entire Irrelevant crew, Jason, Steve, Kyle, EA Skeezy, we are out of here. Thank you for listening, and we hope to catch you next week. Peace out.
Bye.
Bam Shazam.
Bada boom.
Good time. Excellent.
Time.
Before 10 o'clock.
Nice.
That was actually solid. We did a good job in timing wise and everything. It was
There's
good.
actual news stories to talk about. It's so much easier.
Yes. Also, since you stopped